Yellow Spring by Jo Lindley. Spring and her 3 best friends loved playing together. All year round they took it in turns to wear the weather crown and lead the games. For months, Winter had led the games. Her friends had enjoyed making snowballs, snow angels, and sledging through the frozen frost. But today was a very important day. Today, Winter would hand the weather crown to Spring, and a whole new season would begin. As Winter placed the crown on Spring's head, the sun instantly felt warmer. Already Spring was imagining colourful flowers, dancing butterflies, singing birds and buzzing bees. It was going to be the best, brightest and most beautiful spring ever, she decided. Winter had been amazing, but spring would be incredible. They didn't have to wait long for the first flower to pop up through the ground. "Oh, it's going to be so pretty," said Summer. "I wonder what colour it'll be," said Autumn. They waited and waited. "Why won't it open?" Spring frowned. She was starting to feel anxious. "Don't worry," said Summer. "Let's wake the butterflies while we wait." Spring tapped gently on the butterflies' cocoons. "Wakey, wakey," she called. "Time to dance." But the butterflies wouldn't come out to show off their colours. "What about the birds?" suggested Summer. Spring climbed up to the nearest nest. "Wakey, wakey," she said. "Time to sing." But the birds were silent. So were the frogs. The bunnies were hiding away. The bees weren't buzzing. There wasn't a green leaf to be seen. Spring crumpled to the ground with a sob. "I don't understand," she cried. "Last time everything was perfect." Her friends gathered close. "I have an idea," said Winter. "We'll help." Spring watched as the seasons got to work. Winter collected her brightest paint. Autumn sewed his cape into butterfly wings. And Summer chose a choir of blackbirds. Before long, the meadow was brimming with vibrant colours and happy sounds. It was working. The snow had started to melt, and Spring felt her heart growing lighter. But at that moment, boom! A crack of thunder ripped through the stormy clouds above. It startled Summer's birds, who flew off with Autumn's wings, spilling Winter's paint everywhere. And then the rain came. The seasons watched as the smile fell from Spring's face. "Oops," gulped Autumn. "What a mess." But suddenly, Spring let out a giggle. "We look so silly," she gasped. The giggle became a roar of laughter, and soon her friends were laughing too. And Spring realised no season needed to be perfect. It didn't matter if spring was messy or soggy, as long as it was fun. "I think I'm ready to try again," she smiled. She closed her eyes. With each breath, she imagined the scent of her favourite flower until a single, delicate buttercup floated into view. "I see it!" beamed Spring. "And it's yellow!" Her friends huddled closer and the grey clouds floated away. "Keep going!" encouraged Summer. "We believe in you!" declared Winter. Spring pictured fresh green leaves swaying in the breeze, vibrant flowers reaching up towards the sun, butterflies flitting and birds swooping, a dazzling symphony of colours. "Oh!" gasped her friends. "It's magical!" Spring could feel herself bursting with joy. But it wasn't because of the dazzling butterflies, or the shimmering leaves, or the chirping birds. "There's only one thing that really matters," she told them. "My friends."
Pip and Egg by Alex Latimer and David Litchfield. One bright afternoon, Pip met Egg. They were both very happy to find a friend who was the same size and shape. Soon they saw each other every day. "Pip," said Egg, "we are birds of a feather." "Egg," said Pip, "we are two peas in a pod." After a few weeks, they pinky promised to be friends forever. But then spring came and something strange happened. Pip began to grow a root and then a shoot. Just like that, he found himself planted in one spot. He couldn't run or hop or swim with his friend the way that he used to. Luckily, it was a nice spot. He had a view down the valley to the river, and he was sheltered from the wind by a big rock. Every day, Egg came by to visit Pip. They played I Spy and Rock Leaf Stick and all the other games they invented while they watched the sky. The weeks went by, and Pip's shoot became a proper stem, and on it grew a few glossy leaves. Then one day Egg arrived for her visit much later than usual. Pip heard a chirp from behind the big rock. "Egg, is that you?" Pip asked. "In a way," answered a small, sad voice. When Egg stepped out, she was not the same Egg she'd been. Now she had short wings and a blue beak and scruffy feathers that looked like wet hair. "I can't let anyone see me like this," said Egg. Pip understood. "Stay here with me," he said. So Egg stayed with Pip. The days passed and they chatted and told jokes and made plans. But then Egg's feathers began to grow longer and stronger. She discovered that when she flapped her new wings, they took her high into the air. She could see the whole landscape. Her friend Pip and his valley became a tiny speck. When she got back, Egg panted. "Pip, I have to leave. There's a whole world to explore. I wish you could come." "Me too," said Pip, "more than anything. But I have to stay here. You go and come back soon. You know where I am." Egg hugged Pip and then she took off into the air. Pip reached up with his branches trying to follow her, but he was rooted in the ground. It felt to Pip that his heart had broken. Egg flew over lakes and mountains and forests. She saw glaciers and beaches and waterfalls pouring over cliffs. She flew on until she came to the most wonderful place of all, the city. It was filled with people and noise and breadcrumbs and other birds. Egg loved it. She made friends. She ate exciting foods. She roosted on the head of a statue. Then, one morning, she felt something new in her stomach. A big lump. "You'll be a mother soon," said one of the other birds. "You have an egg in there." There was no one Egg wanted to tell more than her friend Pip. And so she flew back to Pip where he waited in his valley. Egg knew exactly where to go. Pip had grown into a sturdy tree. His branches were tipped with long green leaves and bright white blossoms. "Pip," called Egg, even before she'd landed, "I'm going to be a mother." Pip was very happy to see his old friend and thrilled about her news. Egg told him everything, but then he spoke to her very seriously. "Egg," said Pip, "where will you make your nest? How will you choose out of all the places in the world where to lay your very own egg?" Egg looked at Pip. "It's true," she said. "I have seen so many wonderful places, but I have already decided on the best place in the world." "Where is it?" asked Pip. "Right here," said Egg. "I will build my nest in your very branches and lay my egg in this very spot, if you'll let me." If he could have, Pip would have jumped for joy. And so Egg built her home in Pip's branches and gently set her egg in the nest. Pip was careful not to sway too much in the wind. They lived there side by side for the rest of their lives, playing games and telling jokes and making plans. They might even be there still.
Little Bear's Spring by Elli Woollard and Briony May Smith. One day, when the snow still lay hard on the ground, a bear cub woke up and he looked all around. There were no other creatures to see there at all. How vast the world seemed, and the bear felt so small.
"Is anyone out there?"
The little cub cried. But no, the wind whispered. And no, the snow sighed. And the bear said,
"There's only this little round stone. Looks rather lost and so sad and alone."
But when the bear picked up the stone from the slope, it felt warm like a promise and smooth like new hope. The bear said,
"Dear stone, now at least I've got you. I'll keep you beside me, whatever I do."
Then he tucked it in tight to the fur on his back and went lippity-loppity off down the track. The bear with his stone trudged for miles here and there, till he spotted some birds in that wide empty air.
"Birds,"
he called out.
"will you please come and play?"
But the birds said, "We're busy, as spring's on its way."
"Oh,
The bear muttered.
so what is the spring?"
"Spring," said the birds, "is a magical thing. The sun shimmers out through the cold winter's gloom, and the buds open up and burst forth into bloom."
"Oh,
Said the bear.
I could help build a nest."
But although the bear tried, his attempts weren't the best. So the bear lolloped off down the track all alone, saying,
"Oh, well at least I have you, dear stone."
Onwards they tramped till they came to a place where a family of hares were all having a race.
"Hares,
The bear called.
will you please play with me?"
But the hares said, "We're busy! Spring's near, can't you see?"
"Oh,
The bear muttered.
but what is the spring?"
"Spring," said the hares, "is a beautiful thing. The air throbs and thrums with the hum of the bees, and the sky comes alive in the warm wafting breeze."
"Oh,
Said the bear.
I could learn how to leap."
But although the bear tried, he just fell in a heap. So the bear lolloped off down the track all alone, saying,
"No, but at least I have you, dear stone."
Then they trudged once again as the sun sank down low, till they came to some wolves slinking off through the snow.
"Wolves,
The bear said.
can I join you tonight?"
"Oh yes," growled the wolves, "as the spring is in sight."
Good,
The bear stammered.
but what is the spring?"
"Spring," said the wolves, "is a wonderful thing. After long, hungry months, we find nice things to eat. Now come nearer, my dear. You look ever so sweet." Then the bear, feeling scared, quickly fled up a tree, where he sighed to himself.
Maybe spring's not for me. Spring should be happy, but I'm so alone. All that I have is my little round stone.
But when the bear reached for the stone on his back, it slipped and it tumbled, and the cub saw a crack.
Oh, stone,
Said the bear,
you're no good anymore.
and he kicked it away on the soft forest floor. Inside he felt empty and lonely and lost, as bleak as the sky and as cold as the frost. Then the bear lolloped off, but he shivered in fright. For where was the track in the black of the night? So cradled in starlight, he slumped down to sleep, until the next morning he heard a loud cheep.
Oh,
The bear cried,
why, I thought stones were dead, but I got it all wrong. You are living.
he said. Then the breeze softly breathed, and the sun shone down bright, and all of a sudden the world felt so right.
Friend,
The bear said,
maybe you'll come and play?
and that's what they did for the rest of the day. Then the bear with his friend, snuggled tight on his back, went lippity-loppity off down the track, and as they walked onwards, his heart seemed to sing with the magical, wonderful joy of the spring.